everywhere, the doors of American homes are swinging wide open to welcome the boys in uniform. I wish every mother could know that. Wherever her boy may be tonight, we'll all do our best to see that he finds a home this Christmas Day.
Doggone it, we got to find some man in uniform who's been overlooked.
Well, nobody like that in the hotels, they say, but how...
Nobody like that at the railroad station.
Nor at the bus depot.
Nor at the Army camp, nor the USO Hospitality Center. Say,
Well, what is it, Traveler?
look out that window. There's the man we're looking for.
Where?
Right out there, plodding through the snow as usual.
Well, he ain't a soldier.
No, but he sure fits our case. If anybody ever needed a Christmas surprise, he does. Now, listen, everybody. So this little room is where he lives, Mrs. Mulvaney.
It is that. You can see by the look of it he's not much to spend money on himself. Sends the most of it to that boy of his. That's the lad's picture on that mantelpiece.
Mm-hmm. Fine-looking boy in that uniform.
Ah, it's proud he is of the boy. But lonely, poor soul. Night after night he sits up here, looking through his little album of snapshots. Them that they took when his wife was alive and the kid was at home.
I see. This is wife's picture?
Yes, and that Christmas card. You see the date on it?
I hadn't noticed.
It's 6 years old, that card. She gave it to him the last year they were together. And it's the only one I've ever seen him have. Every year he gets it out all over again. Can you imagine? Him that delivers Christmas things to others every year of the world has none for himself.
Well, he's going to have some this year.
Oh, here comes the folks you're expecting.
Yep, Julie and Chris and Dewey. Say, can we have a fire in this grate to take off the chill?
I'll fix it myself.
Thank you.
Come right up this way, the lot of you. Saints above, look at the bundles, would you?
Yes, we certainly raided all the stores.
Hey, I got him some slippers.
Hey, dang it, ain't anybody gonna help me with this dang Christmas tree?
Help him, Dewey.
No use bringing this tree all the way from the office if we don't get it into his room.
Well, we'll put the tree in that corner and pull his armchair over here by the fireplace.
Boy, we're having another Christmas party.
Push, Julie. You can't get this through the door by riding it through. Push on it.
You go ahead and pull. My end will follow.
Here's wood for the fire.
Don't talk. Push. Hey?
Let me through with the firewood.
I'm pushing.
Hey, what's
Let
that?
me through.
That's this dang tree.
Here, let me help.
Hurry up, everybody. He'll be here before we're ready.
Hurry up, hurry up.
Well, I guess we're ready for him.
Here comes somebody now.
He's coming, right on the heels.
But let him come. Now, quiet, everybody.
Quiet.
Stewie.
Shush, dang it.
Good evening, Mr. Thomas. You've got some company waiting.
Company? Why, bless my soul.
Merry Christmas, Harvey.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas. Is that a Christmas tree?
That's what it is, and it's yours.
And the stuff under it's all for you.
For me?
Yes, sir. Now, you come on and sit here by the fire.
Yeah, get your shoes off.
Yeah, rest your feet.
I don't quite understand.
Well, you see, Harvey, that last letter you brought tonight was from somebody who wanted to give a Christmas party to some man in uniform.
One of Uncle Sam's boys.
And you're him.
Yep, I guess you're Uncle Sam's oldest boy. You've served your country and us for years. You've played Santa Claus every Christmas in all kinds of weather, and so this Christmas party is in your honor.
My, I don't know what to say.
Here's some presents for you.
And here's some more.
My.
Well, I got one for you, too. It's something I've had a good many years. It's this meerschaum pipe. See, it's all carved.
Well, what lovely carving. Horse, a dog, and flowers.
It's a beaut.
I never smoked it myself. I guess that's what I saved it for. Well, do you want it or not?
I don't know how to thank you. I always did want a pipe like this and a Christmas tree like that and friends to share Christmas with.
Now we're ready for the toast. Glasses, everybody.
My, this is fine. It's fine.
Listen, the bells.
They're playing Come All Ye Faithful.
That's a fine word, faithful.
Yes, sir, it means something.
Well, here's to the faithful. To the men overseas who serve faithfully.
And to men like Harvey who serve at home faithfully. Here's to all men and women everywhere who serve and wait for the day to come when we'll have peace on earth again to all men of good will. Well, here's to all of them, and a very, very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The other day, Spike Jones came to me and said, Dick, last summer I heard one of the most unusual pieces of music ever put on the air. And sometime I'd like to play it for you and Bob. It's kind of a slumber music, he called it. It's really quite a killer. This seemed hard to believe, so I made sure Spike would play it for you tonight, even though you'll have to make allowances for the time in your part of the country, or maybe set your watches ahead.
This is the hour for your lifebuoy shower.
Yes, Spike, you're right on. There's nothing like a lifebuoy bath at night. So soothing, so relaxing, so cleansing. And now more than ever, people are getting into the habit of taking a lifebuoy bath every night before retiring. You know, almost before your head hits the pillow, that familiar lifebuoy scent vanishes. Yes, it's still there to tell you how thoroughly lifebuoy cleanses, how different it is from other soaps. But now lifebuoy scent is a vanishing scent. Does a disappearing act before you're asleep. So remember,
This is the hour for your lifebuoy shower.
take a lifebuoy bath every night.
From head to toe, it stops. So good night, good night.
Ah, Bob, that was a fine thing the traveler did for the old mailman tonight. But it sure made me lonesome for a white Christmas.
Well, I can see how it would, Dick, but, you know, it didn't me. I've been out here in California for some time, and, you know, I don't think a white Christmas would do me at my house any good. Because I just pray for bright weather. You know that a cold day, a cold Christmas day, or a rainy Christmas would just ruin Christmas for my kids at home. Now, it's all right. A white Christmas is all right for people. It's got a fireplace in their house, and they can have their Christmas right in the house. But we ain't got no fireplace at my house, and my children have to hang their stockings out on the incinerator. and you know but I did. This year, I've got a Christmas tree out there with all the trimming, and I've got them balls on it and all them pretty ornaments. It's just kind of sentimental in me, I guess, because I never had anything like that when I was a boy. We was so poor, we never had a Christmas tree. The nearest thing we ever had to a Christmas tree when I was a boy, Papa used to go out and get a tumbleweed and hang a tomato on it. I remember the first one down got the tomato. Now you take Luther, my cousin Luther Roundtree. That's the little red-headed boy that plays on Spike Jones with Spike Jones City Slickers. The first Christmas tree he ever saw in his life was right out at my house when he came out there the other day. And you know, before I could stop him, he had picked, peeled, and eaten 3 ornaments. That boy, it's the truth. You know, that boy still believes in Santa Claus. I knew about it when I was 19 years old, but you take now Luther, now then he's with Spike Jones Orchestra. You'd think one of the boys in the orchestra would have told him. You know, the other day we went down to a department store. I took Luther with me, and I wanted to find out what to get him for Christmas, and I thought I'd see if he made over some object, and I'd go back and buy it for him. And they had a Santa Claus in that store. When Luther saw this Santa Claus, a glint come in his eye, he didn't say a word. He walked right up to Santa Claus, and he hauled off and kicked Shanty in the shin. Luther says, that's for last Christmas. You know that I believe, though, that this year, I believe this is the best Christmas that Luther has ever had in his life because he's working. Luther, come up here a minute. I know that you boys in spite. What'd you say?
I said, sir.
Well, I thought that's what you said. Luther, I know that you boys in Spike Jones' band, you're going to be playing at soldiers' camps on Christmas Day, and I understand you've already had your Christmas at home.
Sir, it's all over at my house, and it was a wonderful Christmas.
But did you give your wife something nice this Christmas?
I sure did. I give her a fur coat and 6 bottles of perfume.
Well, Luther, I think that's too much. You overdid it. Now, if you gave your wife a fur coat, you didn't need to give her all that perfume.
Oh, yes, I did. You don't know what kind of fur that was.
Well, now listen, was Santa Claus good to you this Christmas, Luther?
Wonderful, wonderful.
I suppose you hung up your stocking?
Sir, and I got a can of sardines in it.
Well, now that sardines, that's a rare article. You want to be careful with them sardines or somebody's liable to steal them.
No, sir, they won't neither. I brought 'em with me. I didn't take it out of my sock.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you're going around here wearing that sock with a can of sardines in it?
Sure, didn't you notice me limping?
Well, Luther, if that can of sardines hurts your foot, why don't you take it out of your sock?
'Cause I ain't hungry yet.
Well, now then, I'm gonna play a number that I've been playing every Christmas, and Spike Jones and his boys are going to accompany me. All right, boys, can you play that Santa Claus is coming to town? Go ahead, Luther.
Well, Bob will be back in a second. But first, a word about bundles for the boys. Of course, they all like luxuries. We can easily understand that. But we often forget how much of a luxury a plain, everyday thing like shaving cream can be. Now, you can understand that they often have to shave with cold water or a used blade. That's why you should send them Lifebuoy shaving cream. It stays moist longer and picks up more moisture and holds it longer than any other of the drier, popular shaving cream. So remember, when you bundle up a bundle for a serviceman anywhere, anytime, put in a big red tube of Lifebuoy shaving cream.
Now, before I go here, I want to say something to all you folks. I imagine you've heard this once or twice on the radio, during this last week and the last few days. But I honestly mean it when I say that I wish you a Merry Christmas. Now, I've got to hurry over and listen to my friend Lionel Barrymore as the mayor of the town. I hope you will, too. It's right on this same station. If you just stay tuned in. Of course, I want to run over there in person because I got Lionel a little surprise, a little Christmas gift here. I hope he ain't listening, but I got Lionel a smoking jacket. I'm going to give it to him the minute it stops smoking. Well, that's all then for tonight. Good night, folks.
Bob Burns will come to you again next Wednesday night at this same time with more about his relatives, more doings of the Arkansas Traveler, and Spike Jones and his City Slickers. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.